I really feel like guys you're gonna meet here, they're either gonna be great friends for a really long time, most of the time even business partner. I think that's really what's gonna happen. Like it's already happening. Like Keegan coming here, like we're already like working together. You see, like we are doing things. We're already thinking about working together. If it's happening for you, for us, just now, just after like few days, like what's gonna happen in a month?
So I've come up this weekend to visit Nico in the northern mountains of Bali is the way you would describe it. Right up next to Munduk waterfall. It's about a three-hour drive from Uluwatu, and yeah, it's been an incredible experience, man, to see what you've created here, to stay in your beautiful cabin, and yeah, I mean, we've done hot and cold ice baths. We've done like ridiculous Wagyu steaks. We've trained. We've been up to the waterfall. It's been pretty awesome. But why don't you just, just tell us a bit about what you've created here.
Yeah, first, thanks for coming. So that was a great time, like a lot of good discussion. So it was really cool to connect. And so the whole goal was to create a kind of sanctuary, like a capsule where guys like-minded like us, who just values training, freedom, everything, could like join and connect here. And the concept we have is that it only opens for 1 month, so you have to commit for 1 month. And the thing is, like, we really want to grow all together. We understand the power of the connections, and we just designed the best facility we could to just open all the opportunities possible. Have the sauna, the hot and cold, the restaurant on site, only high quality food, the accommodation, so like this bonfire place. A lot of small details to just make us live like really great experience that can really open new doors, new opportunities, about training, about businesses, about everything, just level up and just growing together. So that's why I call it Bali Time Chamber, in reference of Dragon Ball Z Hyperbolic Time Chamber, where they go inside and they can train for 1 year, and then when they come back, it's only 1 day in the real world. So that's a bit this concept, but for 1 month. So like 1 month, and we can just work really hard and try to have this amount of growth that we could have on a full year alone. So that's a bit of the concept.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think when I first heard the Bali Time Chamber experience, I was like, damn, that's the place I gotta go, because I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. Goku, Vegeta was my favorite, and whenever they would go into this time chamber, this experience, it would be like either there was a bad guy about to attack Earth, and they had to go and like level up their skills. They had to become better fighters. They had to become fitter, stronger. They had to just get rid of all distraction. And it was such an awesome concept to have them going into this place to be able to train and just level up, become Super Saiyan, literally evolve. And it's so awesome to see that has materialized in a real place on Earth. And, it's just exciting looking at some of the people who are already booked in. You've already filled up June. And so why don't you tell us a bit about like what is the concept here? How are you creating a time chamber? What things are you allowing men to do and to get into? Like what are the days going to look like?
The concept that it's hard to explain to everyone, make sure they understand this. It's not a retreat, it's not a workshop. We're not here to teach anything. We're just here to live an experience. So that's the whole idea of it. We come here, there is no schedule. If guys want to like dedicate like a week to work online and kill the business, that's completely fine. You have your rhythm, you do what you want. You're just gonna have all the support you need to do it here. So that's the idea. And like having this energy, like all doing this together at the same time, that's what's really, really powerful, because we're gonna do this together. Some guys come for training really hard, they prepare competitions, so they just want to focus, eat well, recover well, focus on this. Some guys, they create new businesses, want to record really good content, so we have a creation studio down, so they can have all the best equipment, everything to record good stuff, good Wi-Fi, like work every day, and don't have any distractions, because like you cannot escape, like just go to the cinema, like just have entertainment or anything. You're gonna stay here and you're gonna kill it. That's the idea. And the thing also that's kind of powerful is that you don't have the small daily task, that's annoying, like go grocery shoppings, cleaning the house, anything. We take care of everything. Like you have the restaurants on site, the gym next door. Like you have everything. You can walk everywhere. You don't have to take the car. You don't have to take scooter. You don't have to take anything. So your whole time for 1 month dedicated to your goals. So that's the power of it.
And what are the, so you said everything's like super unstructured, like, which is interesting and like it's new for retreats and everything. Like, how do you imagine the days are going to pan out? Obviously guys will want to, focus on business or training, but, are you kind of just facilitating creativity, facilitating training? Like, what do you imagine, that to look like?
That's a good question, because like that's gonna be the first one, so I don't know. I have zero plan. I don't know how it's gonna happen, and that's what makes it really unique. So like it's gonna depends on the guys coming, and we have amazing guys joining. There's 16 guys, so it's full for June, and yeah, I kind of have my idea. I think we just gonna hang out in the gym, training more than usual, because we're just gonna talk a lot, share insights, and we're gonna spend a lot of time eating meat around the table. I think have big discussions, a lot of time in the sauna, in the ice bath, all the things. And I think it's gonna be a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking, because that's what allows the change.
Yeah.
See the different perspective. Everyone's gonna share their experience. We're all unique. We lived different things, and yeah, I think a lot of talking, a lot of training, a lot of walking. I think it's gonna be great vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the most. I mean, even just being here, like some of the conversations we've already had, like, it opens your mind up to a future, a more beautiful future, something that we can all get behind, and a shared vision, that is against what, the maybe the mainstream has sort of pushed on us since like, forever, through schooling, through everything. And it's nice to see different perspectives and talk about different opportunities. And it's beautiful that people can connect on Zoom over the world, and that's amazing. But, it gets to an hour and a half, you fatigue by looking at the screen, and it's not the same as having an in-person conversation, and also getting to know someone else's vision that you can then see, okay, wow, this is how this guy's thinking, this is how I can adapt to it. And just a quick story is like when I did a camp with Keegan back in Marbella, we had this dinner, and we were all sitting around the table, and every person went around and told their own story. And it was, for a long time, I always never thought my story was anything special until I shared it with a group of men who listened. And it was so powerful, because I looked up and I said the whole story. I was kind of looking down a bit shy and like awkwardly. And I looked up and everyone was listening to me. And I was like, whoa. These guys are listening to my story, and it validated me, and it was like, okay, wow, I can start to believe in myself. And I think the fact that you're creating that environment, not for just a week, but for a month,
Yeah.
is really powerful.
Yeah.
And really awesome, man.
Yeah, that's what you said. Like Gigan is a great example. That's the whole idea. Is just this: is sharing new perspectives. Like when you have guys that they just seen things that you didn't. They just experience things that you didn't, or they know a guy that did something that you couldn't imagine possible. And that's this talking that's really powerful. And that's how Keegan also changed my mind. He just there is many things you don't even imagine that's possible in the world, and you don't know it because you don't know it. So when you meet guys like this and you can see with your own eyes they are doing things that you would dream about, and they're doing way more than this, and it opens doors to like, wow, like it's actually possible. Like there is other ways than just getting to university, get your degree, have your life. You're gonna earn this. It's gonna be like this, and that's how I had my whole life, and it's pretty boring. And now you have way better future in head, like, and you have big dreams, and I think that's the most important. That's what I hope for all the guys coming. Is just like coming and living with bigger dreams that I would ever imagine. I think that's what's gonna happen. And if you have these new dreams, like we said before, there is no coming back. Like you're not gonna go back to your life before and just acting like you were acting. You're just gonna change. You're gonna do different things because you just imagine you have now a vision of something totally different, and that's the most important. Once you have this in your mind, then it's for me it's done. Then you're like on a new path.
Cool, man. And just on that, you mentioned university, and I can tell you my perspective on it shortly. But what do you think about your time at university, and how could it have been maybe better if you had access to something like this? Maybe this is like a university in the future if you want to train and learn from people like this. And I think this is what's beautiful about the knowledge economy is like, okay, rather than going to university, I can be like, okay, that man over there or that guy, he's achieved something. Let me do his online course. Let me learn from him. Let me learn how he did that, as opposed to spending 3 years getting pissed with your mates, learning a degree which you probably won't use. But what was your experience? And, I guess, what do you see different happening in the future, maybe for your children?
Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, university for me was a really bad thing that made me like bring like good things after. So like that's what helped me like build this. Is because of the bad experience of university, when I felt just completely disconnected from the teacher I had, not inspired at all. And we have this whole thing of like, we think when you learn something, you have to sit down, it needs to be boring, you have to listen to someone. And for me, it's just not like this. There is many ways to learn, and it needs to be through games. It needs to be through something that really motivates you. And it needs to be through cycles. Like at 19, you not be to be ready to do the same thing that you were going to be at 30. So it needs to be according to you. It needs to be at the right moment. And for me, this kind of experience, it's like education. It's like going to for a degree or something, because you're gonna learn a lot, especially because you're gonna make your own experience here. You're gonna talk with the guys that you're interested to talk with. You're gonna train with them. You're gonna do the things you want, and that's what makes it really powerful for me. It's just like completely different. It's another way to learn, but that's how we learn forever. Like we just, if you want to learn something, you go through the guy who already did what you want. And the most problem is like most teachers, personally I had, they didn't do the things they were teaching. Like they didn't really, like you said, like you have business coaches or anything that didn't even build a nice business. I had like teachers on sports, like Olympic weightlifting, that never even did Olympic weightlifting in competition. Like they never even did great things. How do you want to teach this? Like, I'm not attracted by you. I don't want to listen to you. I want to listen to the guy who've been through things. And that's what we have here. We have guys who've been through many kind of things, many kind of experiences on businesses, training, competitions, anything. So for me, that's this guy that's important to be with. And you need to be surrounded by this kind of guys to learn. And and you need to have leaders. You need to have guys gonna show the path. That's Kigan and Com Success, everything. That's for me. That's the education I want for me. I want for my children, and I hope we can build something really strong like this. And it doesn't need to be a degree. You're not gonna have a paper. You're not gonna have anything. You don't need a paper. Like you're gonna make your own things. Like you don't need anything. So.
This is another thing Keegan says, but he's like, you can't fake the push-ups that you can do. You can't fake the one-arm pull-up that you can do. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no faking it. It's like you had to go through the fire to learn how to do that. And I think that's what's beautiful about being in person at in-person events like this, whereas online it's kind of, it's hard to tell what's true and it's hard to see what's true. And that's what you guys are creating here, which is a really awesome experience. I think what's also cool is, people coming from different areas. So someone can come here, work on their business, learn how to create sales funnels, marketing of themselves, creating content, and then also on the training side of things. So just a question for you, with the guys that are coming over the next few months, like what can people expect to see, if they are trying to work in their business, or that will they be able to, connect with other people in that area, or, how is that going to look?
Yeah. That's the main idea of this is like, I think people underestimate a lot the kind of collaboration they can do with an event like this. When you stay really 1 month, you really have the time to know the guy and go back and forth. You know, like first week, you start to learn a bit about the guy, and then second week, trust a bit. Third week, you can start to make collaboration, and you're gonna be in the perfect place to do this. Let's say like podcast studio and everything, and you can really share for me like deep insights, and that's what makes it great. It's like I really feel like guys you're gonna meet here, they're either gonna be great friends for a really long time, most of the time even business partner. I think that's really what's gonna happen. Like it already happening. Like Keegan coming here, like we're already like working together. You see, like we are doing things. We're already thinking about working together. If it's happening for you, for us, just now, just after like few days, like what's gonna happen in a month? Like, we stay together in a month. We're gonna we're gonna create amazing things. That's the thing. So I think it's more than friendships. It's more than things like having a meaning, a big picture together, walk through it, and then it's everything. It's friendship, business partner. It's everything, and that's the real meaning of it. That's what we want.
Yeah, amazing, man. I think what you said earlier about having a group of guys you trust and working towards a shared vision is incredibly powerful. And that's something that's being made possible through Uncom success and through the work that Keegan's doing, and through the people that we're meeting through that. So we feel like there's a lot of momentum building, and hopefully the vision that we all have for a better future, for our children, for our families, for our children's children, can start to come to fruition sooner than later. But yeah, man, is there anything else you'd like to say on the Bali Time Chamber experience?
I think we already said a lot, but yeah, I'm just really excited to start this, and we are at the right beginning. So I think we don't really know what's gonna happen, but I have something I really feel deep inside that it's the right thing. It's like something is really right about this, and we are gonna change something big thing, and many projects are gonna create after this. I think this is just the beginning. It's like this first piece of the puzzle, and then it's gonna easily open so many doors that, yeah, I'm just so excited about this.
Yeah, just closing remarks. What it reminds me of is like you know how in Silicon Valley they have startup incubators for business ideas. This is like that for people who are like-minded, value-driven, but rather than just focusing on one startup business, it's working on yourself as a holistic human being together, coming up with ideas, executing on them. So in a way, it's like a new form of investment incubator, startup incubator, because no doubt some amazing ideas will be born from these events. So if there's any hesitation in your mind after watching this and seeing some of the footage from around the area and the nature and learning a bit about Nico's vision, I encourage you to check it out, book your place, and get your space in this amazing time chamber and get ready to evolve into Super Saiyan 3.
Thank you, man.
Cool, brother. Cool.